You know what, folks? It's 2010, and it's not going to work anymore. Dialing for dollars is not going to work anymore. We are in a generation that I just described to you that they're not going to be content with cold calling 20 calls a day. You may get 3 appointments out of that 20 calls, and then you may get a half a sale. I worked for a company called Brookdale Senior Living. They're the largest retirement corporation in America. That was the quota. I walked into the director of that organization, and I said, look, I know what the quota is. This is very corporate, the largest corporate retirement structure in America. And I said, if you will let me sell the way I know to sell, if you'll let me use my process and my method, I can guarantee you that I will outsell anybody here. For some reason, he believed me. He took me at my word. Maybe I guess I was just persuasive. But he said, all right, I'll cover for you. I'll cover corporate for you. Go for it. Go to it. We had 60 empty apartments. Now, this was a luxury apartment retirement community. This was where people, when they came in, paid me anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 up front to move in. And then they had to pay anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month to live there. I went to work, 60 empty apartments. Less than 2 years later, there was 1 empty apartment when I left, and I was the lead salesperson. You know why? Because of the very thing that David talked about earlier this morning. I sell according to how I touch people. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what social media is all about. It's changed forever, y'all. It's not an issue anymore as to whether you're going to do social media or not. That's gone. It's going to be how well you do it. It's going to be how efficient you are. It's going to be how prompt you are. It's got nothing to do with whether you're going to do it. Because if you don't do social media, you are going to find yourself lagging way behind. If you are a speaker with your own speaking business, if you are a company or corporate structure, today's world, it makes no difference. Every TV show you turn on today, they've got their Twitter, Facebook, all their social media running at the bottom. That's what I'm here to share with you today. Social media do you or your company use for recruiting? This is going to blow your mind. This is what people are saying about companies recruiting. And that's not just recruiting employees. That's recruiting speakers as well. They use LinkedIn 78% of the time, Facebook 54% of the time, Twitter 44%, the bloggers 18%, and YouTube 13%. Now, we're going to go in a different realm when we talk about YouTube, because even though the people are using it for recruiting, Google ranks it very, very differently than those people using it for recruitment. Twitter is chatter at a social. Have y'all ever been invited to a social that you didn't know anybody there? Basically, just maybe very casual acquaintance with a few people there. That's what Twitter is. Twitter is the chatter that would go on at a social when you really are just trying to make friends, be sociable, and you don't really know too many people there. More than 106 million accounts. The number of users increases by 300,000 per day. 55 million tweets a day. Let's go on down. The Twitter is good for listening. You can find out a lot that's going on in the industry just by listening. Don't be overly self-promotional. Oh my gosh, I've got some people, and I will unfollow them. I will delete friends. It is so easy to delete a friend, because if somebody is selling themselves, or they're being obnoxious, or they're putting pictures that you don't like, then it's really easy to go in and delete them. This is your community. Don't put up with stuff you don't like. Delete them. Make your community be a great community. Retweet and reply to some tweets. Put your Twitter badge on your website. Tweet something every day. And they say, as many times as a day as you're able to. If you have an iPhone or some kind of device where you can tweet, you can do it. Just left so-and-so, had a great time. You can tweet, Rita Allen is a great speaker. The most important thing is to be present. The most important thing is to be present on the web. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be intellectual. In fact, it's better if it's not intellectual. It's better if it's real. It's better if it's that social and cookout stuff. Now, you build your LinkedIn professional profile, and that needs to be developed over time. By the way, there's one thing I want to share with you about your LinkedIn profile. Be very sure that your summary is in third person. When you pull up somebody's profile and there's a summary that tells you who they are and what they're doing, be very sure that that profile is in third person. It needs to sound like somebody else is telling this story about you. It doesn't need to sound like you are talking about yourself. And also your LinkedIn profile, even though it's a resume, get this through your mind that it is your sales page. It is your landing sales page. So I changed my LinkedIn profile from LinkedIn.com Rita Young Allen to LinkedIn.com Engagement Keynote. Because I want every time that somebody like if they go to the web and they type engagement keynote, employee engagement, or whatever, I want my LinkedIn profile to go in there somewhere. So my LinkedIn profile name is linkedin.com/engagement keynote, because that's the predominant thing that I teach. How many people are going to know to look up Rita Young Allen? But they will go and search for engagement keynote or intentional engagement, something to that effect. Okay, YouTube. This is super for staging your presence. YouTube is the #1 thing that will get you high in the Google rankings. Let me tell you what I did 3 days ago. I spoke at the Professional Development Summit for the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce. I came home, I downloaded it to my computer, I edited it. By the way, the software that I use to edit all of my videos is called Pinnacle. And I know there's some people that like it and some people that don't, but it's been great for me. It's Pinnacle. I can put a video into Pinnacle and I can do anything I want to it. I can fade it in, I can fade it out, I can add pictures with it, I can remove the music, I can add voice, I can create my own demo DVD. So if that's something you're interested in, I love Pinnacle. I came home, I uploaded that to YouTube, and I didn't even think about it. I really didn't. About less than 3 hours later, I had to go to Google to find something. So I thought, well, I'm just going to see what's on my name. You know how we Google our names, just to see where we are on Google. In less than 3 hours, that video was already on the front page of Google. Already, in less than 3 hours. YouTube will do it quicker than anything else will. Your foundation is LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other sites. But YouTube needs to be #1 in your forethought of thinking. For example, she could take this production that she did today, she could divide it into segments, and she could upload each segment to YouTube at least one a day. If you upload one video to YouTube a day, and do you know how easy it is, y'all? All you got to do is save it on your hard drive, go to YouTube on your channel. If you don't have a channel, you need one, and hit the button that says upload. That's it. There's not anything else to do. But now it's going to upload whatever you've got saved on your computer, so it better be edited and look like what you want it to look like, because that's what's going on YouTube. But YouTube is also, it's an animal that is no longer, and see, this is tough for baby boomers and veterans. Baby boomers and veterans were used to the sales papers that were the sleeky gloss with the high quality pictures and I mean, we weren't going to do it if we couldn't do it right. It's not that way anymore. The world has changed. I can take my little 10 megapixel camera and I can shoot a video right here today with you. In fact, if any of you really like my presentation, I'll just shoot a couple of minute video out there and I'll put it on my website and you can see it. I go home, I upload it to YouTube. If you look at YouTube, if we took all the YouTube videos, can you tell me how many you think are professionally done that look edited, look wonderful? Now, these guys that are doing this today, this is fabulous for you. And if you can have that, that's great. But it doesn't need to be the body of what you do. These are the things you need to make your demo DVDs out of. These are the ones that you need to make your really quality stuff. It's going to be your overarching, this is who I am. But as far as your everyday video that you're going to get up in the rankings of Google and you're going to get the attention of the world out there, it can be something simple. It can be something very simple. And now then they've upped the time. It used to be just 10 minutes. Now you can go 15 minutes. And it's because of the HD. If you get an HD camera, used to it was 100 megabytes, now it's 250 megabytes. So you have a lot of capability on YouTube.